Podcast marketing as a guest. Leveraging social media, brought to you by Podcast Hawk. Are you a podcast guest looking to maximize your exposure and reach? Then you need to leverage social media. Social media platforms are powerful tools that can help you connect with your audience, promote your brand, and increase your visibility. When used effectively, they can help you grow your following and build a loyal fan base. As a podcast guest, social media is crucial for promoting the episode you appear on. Your appearance on a podcast provides an excellent opportunity to showcase yourself as an expert in your industry or niche, and social media allows you to amplify that message. Additionally, being active on social media can help you attract new listeners who may have never heard of your podcast before. We'll explore how to leverage social media for podcast marketing as a guest. We'll discuss how to choose the right platform for your needs, build a strong online presence that resonates with your target audience, promote your podcast appearances effectively, engage with listeners in meaningful ways, collaborate with other guests or hosts for even more exposure. All of these strategies will give you the best chance of success. Let's dive in. Choose the right platform. Social media is a powerful tool that can help you increase your reach and connect with your target audience. However, not all social media platforms are created equal, and you need to make sure that you're on the right one for your niche. Each platform has its own strengths and weaknesses, so it's essential to choose wisely. Firstly, identify the social media platforms that align with your target audience and podcast niche. For example, if you have a podcast about cooking, it makes sense to be active on Facebook or Pinterest, because they are image-driven platforms where people often search for recipes. On the other hand, if you have a podcast about current events or politics, Twitter might be more suitable, as it's a platform where people often gather to discuss news in real time. Another important aspect is creating a consistent brand across all platforms. When someone sees your profile picture or username on one platform, they should be able to recognize your brand on any other platform. This means using the same profile picture, bio information, and color scheme across all platforms. Creating templates for graphics or posts can help ensure consistency too. Choosing the right social media platform can make or break your podcast marketing strategy. Determine which social media sites align with both your target demographic and niche, then create a consistent brand across each of them to establish credibility and boost recognition among listeners. This will lead to increased engagement with listeners over time as they begin recognizing who they are listening from. Build your online presence tips on creating an engaging profile that showcases your expertise and personality. Your social media profiles are often the first impression people have of you, so it's important to make sure that they are in line with your personal and professional brand. Start by choosing a clear, professional headshot for your profile picture. Your bio should be clear and concise, highlighting your expertise and what makes you unique. Don't forget to include a link to your website or podcast in your bio as well. Another important aspect of building an engaging profile is consistency across all platforms. Use the same profile picture, handle, and bio across all social media platforms so that people can easily find and recognize you. It's also essential to post regularly on each platform and create content that aligns with your personal brand. By doing this, you will attract followers who are interested in what you have to offer. Strategies for growing your following and increasing engagement. Growing a following on social media takes time, but there are several strategies that can help you increase engagement on your posts. One way is by using hashtags related to your niche or industry in order to reach a wider audience. You can also tag other relevant accounts in your posts or comments to build relationships with other thought leaders in the space. Another strategy is by creating consistent content that resonates with your audience. For example, if you're a business coach who specializes in helping entrepreneurs grow their businesses, share tips and insights related to this topic on social media regularly. By consistently providing value through these posts, you'll attract more followers who are interested in what you have to say. Don't forget about the power of engagement. Make sure to respond promptly to comments or direct messages from followers, as this will help build trust and loyalty with your audience. By building strong relationships with those who follow you, you'll create a community of people who are more likely to engage with your content and become loyal listeners of your podcast. Promote your podcast appearances. Congratulations, you landed a spot as a guest on a podcast. Now comes the fun part, promoting your appearance. You want to create buzz before and after the episode airs to attract new listeners and keep current ones engaged. Here are some tips for promoting your podcast appearances on social media. Creating buzz before your podcast appearance. Before your podcast episode airs, you want to create excitement and anticipation among your followers. Share some sneak peeks of what you'll be discussing or reveal some behind-the-scenes photos or videos from the recording session. Make sure to use eye-catching graphics or visuals that align with the branding of both yourself and the podcast. You can also consider creating a countdown to build up excitement for your appearance. Use creative captions in each post to encourage your followers to tune into the show once it's released. Another useful strategy is creating graphics with quotes from yourself that will be featured in the upcoming episode, as this will help generate interest from listeners who may not have heard of you before. Sharing snippets. From the episode after your episode has aired, share snippets that highlight memorable moments or key takeaways from your conversation with the host. These snippets can be short clips or quotes that stand out and pique interest without giving away too much content from the full episode. Make sure to utilize all relevant social media platforms where you have an active presence, including Instagram stories, Facebook posts, Twitter tweets, etc., when sharing these snippets. This ensures maximum exposure for each clip and increases chances of them being shared by other people within their own network. Remember, while self-promotion is important in building up buzz around an appearance, it's equally important to remain authentic in how you go about promoting yourself and any affiliated podcasts online. Engage with listeners. One of the most crucial aspects of podcast marketing is building relationships with your audience. Engaging with your listeners is a powerful way to deepen those relationships and foster loyalty. Responding to comments, messages, and reviews is a critical part of this process. When someone takes the time to leave feedback, whether it's positive or negative, you need to respond. This shows that you value their opinion and are committed to building a community around your podcast. Make sure you're checking your social media accounts regularly so you don't miss any comments or messages from listeners. When responding, keep it personal and show genuine interest in what they have to say. Ask open-ended questions or thank them for their support. You can also use these interactions as an opportunity to ask for feedback on future episodes or guests. Importance of responding to comments, messages, and reviews. Responding to comments, messages, and reviews can be time-consuming, but it's worth the effort. Positive reviews are great for building credibility with potential new listeners, while negative reviews can provide valuable feedback that can help you improve your podcast. When responding to negative feedback, remember not to take it personally, rather use it as an opportunity for growth. Try responding in a polite manner that acknowledges their concerns while explaining how you plan on addressing them in future episodes. By doing this publicly on social media platforms like Twitter or Instagram stories, other followers can see how much effort you're putting into creating quality content. Strategies for building relationships with listeners. Besides responding directly through comments and messages, there are other ways that podcasters can engage with their audience and build long-term relationships. Create listener polls. Giving people a chance to make decisions that impact the future of your show can create a sense of ownership in it for them. Start a Facebook group. Facebook groups are an excellent way to build community around your podcast. In addition, you can use it as a space to provide exclusive content or updates. Offer merchandise. Selling podcast-branded merchandise not only provides additional revenue, but also gives your listeners the chance to show their support and loyalty. The key thing with all these strategies is that they help foster deeper connections between you and your audience. You're not just creating another piece of content, but rather building relationships with real people who care about what you have to say. Collaborate with other guests or hosts. Benefits of collaborating with other guests or hosts on social media. Collaborating with fellow podcast guests or hosts on social media is a win-win situation because it lets you tap into each other's audience and expand your reach. You can start by identifying like-minded individuals in your industry, reaching out to them and proposing a collaboration idea. Working together can include anything from guest swapping, joint giveaways, co-hosting an episode, to even creating a new podcast series together. Another advantage of collaborating with others in your industry is that you can leverage their expertise and knowledge to create better content for your audience. This not only helps you build deeper relationships with the people in your audience, but also shows that you're committed to delivering high-quality content. Ideas for cross-promotion and guest swapping. Cross-promotion is a great way to promote your podcast episodes while also driving traffic to other podcasts. You can use social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, to share clips from past episodes of other podcasts where you were featured as a guest. This helps introduce their audience to your content. Guest swapping is another effective way of promoting each other's podcasts. The idea behind guest swapping is simple. Appear as a guest on someone else's podcast and have them appear as a guest on yours. By doing this, you'll be able to share each other's audiences while also expanding your reach. To make sure that the collaboration goes smoothly between both parties involved, it's important that both sides communicate well beforehand. This includes setting expectations, discussing ideas for content creation and promotion strategies before making any commitments. Collaborating with fellow podcast guests or hosts offers many benefits, including expanding reach and leveraging expertise within the industry. Consider exploring these ideas for cross-promotion and guest swapping so that you can create mutually beneficial collaborations that drive traffic to each other's podcasts while enriching your content. The power of social media in podcast marketing. Leveraging social media as a guest in podcast marketing is a powerful tool to grow your audience and increase engagement. By choosing the right platform, building your online presence, promoting your podcast appearances, engaging with listeners, and collaborating with other guests or hosts, you can reach more people and build valuable relationships. Be consistent across all platforms. One of the most important takeaways is to create a consistent brand across all platforms. This means using the same profile picture, handle or username, and integrating your brand colors into your graphics. It's also important to ensure that you use the same tone of voice across all platforms so that people can recognize you from any platform. Create engaging content. To engage with listeners on social media, you should provide valuable content that they will want to see. For example, share behind-the-scenes pictures or snippets from upcoming episodes. You can also ask questions or start conversations on social media to encourage engagement. Cross-promotion helps everyone. Cross-promotion between guests or hosts is an effective way to reach new audiences and grow followers quickly. Collaborating with other guests helps both parties by sharing audiences who are likely interested in similar topics. Cross-promotion such as guest swapping can give you an extra boost in exposure for both podcasts. Responding to your audience is key. Engagement is key in social media success, especially when it comes to podcast marketing as a guest, since it builds trust between you and the listener base of the host's show. Responding to comments and reviews is one way to show appreciation for their support, while answering any questions they may have about yourself or what was covered on the episode. Leveraging social media as a guest in podcast marketing may seem daunting at first, but it's an opportunity to grow your brand and build relationships with your audience. By following these tips, you'll be able to create a strong online presence that showcases your expertise and personality while expanding your reach through collaborations and promotions.